Majority of you think that when it's come to open source, it's all about coding. But there is a lot you can contribute in the open source project. If you're not good in coding, there are other works which you can perform in the open source project. All of you, hope you guys are great. So this is the second time I'm doing recording with my webcam because while ago I just broke my stand and I cannot hold my phone and the camera to make the recording. So that's why I'm doing with the webcam. So if the quality is bad, and you can see the light is also blipping. So if the quality is bad, don't need to worry about the quality. We are here to discuss something very important. And recently, I've been planning to launch another playlist in that we're going to focus on the open source contribution. Because after talking to many of you, what I have realized that majority of you have some misconception, don't have proper clarity that what open source contribution exactly is. Majority of you think that when it's come to open source, it's all about coding. But there is a lot you can contribute in the open source project. If you're not good in coding, there are other works which you can perform in the open source project. So when you go to any open source project like in this one, you can see we have 400 plus or maybe beyond that users who have contributed in this particular project. But not all of them have find some sort of bug in the code. Not all of them build any kind of feature in the open source project, but they all are listed here as a contributor. So how you can be a part of that kind of project? And the one question we're going to answer, that whether that kind of contribution we're going to make in the open source product, it's valid in the terms of company. So when you will go for an internship, when you go for a job, and you will say that I have not coded in the project, but I have contributed fixing in this particular architecture or maybe this particular feature. So that's all we're going to talk about in this particular playlist which I'm going to launch. Everything you will know, that how open source contribution exactly work, what are the process, and if you want to launch your own open source, then how you can set up that entire environment so other can contribute. So first we'll focus that what is open source exactly, what are the contribution we can perform in an open source project besides coding, how you can perform other tasks. There are multiple options which you can do. Right now if you go to any open source, you will find the name, but there are other users who are contributing in different way. We'll focus that how to find the open source project and how you can make the differentiate, like how you can differentiate that if you contribute in that open source project, that's going to give you impact in your career or not. Because that's kind of things you have to ask yourself, why you are contributing in that project. You need to have some output from that. So that kind of understanding we're going to build, that's kind of comparison we're going to do, that which one is better and why you should contribute in that and why you should not contribute in the other project. So we're going to find the right project for our contribution, and then we're going to decide that how long we should have to spend when it's come to contributing in open source product. Because you don't need to spend your entire life just focusing in your project, in only one project. There should be a fixed time which you have to contribute. So what should be your approach when it's come to contributing in the project? Because we have a multiple approach. As a developer, we have multiple approach which you can take as a contributor. So you have to explore each one of that one by one to be a part of that contributing project. So that's also we're going to learn about it. Then we're going to learn about the process of contribution, that what is the steps which you have to follow to be a part of the contribution. Sometimes it's very hard to contribute in any project, although it's open source, but it's not that easy to contribute. If you find something, it takes a lot of time to be a part of the system. So how you can identify that it is open source and how long it will take, how the community is active in the project. So that's all of things we're going to cover. So first we'll talk about that what is open source, then we'll talk about how we can find the right project, then we'll learn about that what is the structure for contributing in the project. After that, we're going to follow all the contribution model, that what are the levels we have in the open source contribution. So that's all things we're going to explore one by one. Okay, so I believe that you guys have got an idea that what are the things we're going to cover in this particular playlist which is going to come. I can upload the entire playlist in one go, but that will not give you the maximum benefit. So what I have decided that I'm going to make a video in one topic at a time. We'll explore very deeply. We'll try to understand that what are things we have, and we're going to find out the relevant project according to the contributions which I will explain in the video. So definitely after completing this entire playlist, you will be master in open source and you will know every single thing, and you can able to identify yourself that whether you have to contribute in the open source product or not, which one is good for you, which one is bad for you, which one is good for your career development or career opportunity, and how long you have to spend time in the open source. So that's all answer you will get. I have seen a lot of videos on the YouTube, they talk about the open source contribution, but they will not give you the actual roadmap, actual way of contribution, because there is a lot of things. Contributing in an open source product which is getting already used on multiple applications is not that easy. There is a lot of steps are involved. So that's all we're going to explore one by one. We'll try to make a contribution, and after this complete playlist, I'm going to launch another subsection. In that, we're going to focus at how we can build our open source platform. So right now, when it's come to building a smart contract, or when it come to building an NFT, we use library like OpenZeppelin. How you can build your own, which can be contributed by other user, other developer on the project, and you can add more features. So if you look at the, like right now, the perfect example I can give you is the ERC20 token. So if you look at the token which we create and deploy on the EVM machines, they all have the same set of function. If you talk about the OpenZeppelin, they have the basic function, but how you can add extra function as per your requirement. For example, that you want to store information about the user, like whoever taking your token, whoever is selling, and whoever is buying, you want to keep the track of those all the user in form of array, or in a particular data set you want to keep it. So how you can add that kind of feature in your contract? So that's all we're going to talk about it. Okay, somehow the light is, as I told you that my light is not working properly, so let me fix this one. Okay, it's good. So those all are the things we're going to do it. So my plan is, first we're going to learn every single thing which you have to know, that how to contribute in an open source project, what are the contribution level we have, what are the things are there which you can contribute in without knowing much coding. Again, that will give you really good. Okay, there is a lot of things which we can cover. So first we'll cover every single thing, that how open source exactly work. After that, we're going to build our own project where we're going to create an open source platform, and we're going to allow user to contribute, and we're going to set a multiple process like mailing, verifications, active community, those kind of things we're going to build in that. So that's the plan for this open source series. It would be better that I would launch this particular series. If I tell you the roadmap, that's not going to teach you much. You will read the roadmap and you will forget next time, and you will start focusing something else. So I decided to launch this complete playlist. You guys can follow that, and you guys can learn every single thing which you have to know about the open source. And this learning can apply on any field. Like if you are into web3, you can use that, but if you are not in the web3, in the web2, you can implement that as well. It will work fine. The process is absolutely fine when it's come to contributing in open source. So hope you guys have got an idea that how we're going to develop and proceed ahead into the playlist. So just now I started recording the first video of this particular playlist. Very soon it's going to be live, so I'll give this video to my editor and he will do the editing. Once I will get back the video, then definitely I'll post that. So, like in the past couple of days, I was not able to make the recording because I was involved, and right now we have our couple of launch and couple of project to be completed and delivered to our clients. So I was totally involved in that. So that's why I was not getting time to make a recording like this. So finally, we're going to continue very soon. Slowly, the video will come very frequently on the channel, and make sure to build project. The one thing I would say that if you're totally beginner, recently I have uploaded that 5 project which you have to build. Every single web3 developer have to build that 5 project. So if you haven't built any one of that, make sure build that. That will teach you every single thing which you have to know about the dApp development, about the technology involvement, what are the tools, what are softwares we have as a web3 developer which we can use to build our dApp, to build our understanding, to make ourselves industry ready. So these are the things which is very important. Theoretical concepts are good, but focus more on project. Check all the 30 projects which we have. You can go to the website, the blockchain coder. There you will have the starter file. You can simply download the starter file and start building. Download the starter file, start building, and that will teach you every single thing which you have to know. Okay, so with that, I'm ending this video. Hope you guys have got an idea that what is coming up next, and you guys are excited for it. If you are, do let me know in the comment section that yes, I'm excited, and share this video with your friends so other can know about it, and I'll get your support so I can grow this channel, because I do need your support to grow this channel, because you are the one who watch the video regularly, give me suggestions so I can build project. So do let me know that what your thoughts, your idea about this particular one, and what are the things which you want to cover from your end, because I have my roadmap which I'm going to include. But if you have any idea, do let me know, which I'm going to include definitely once we complete this portion. So with that, I'm ending this video. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.